Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Aaron here, checking in. It is April 9th. Hey, look at that. It is April 9th. I'm 3 days post-show and just finished my second workout of the week. I took Monday off to recuperate. I ended up sleeping pretty much all day after the show. I figured I would do kind of a quick reflection on it. I haven't really done one yet. I've reflected a lot to myself. I just haven't expressed it. You can see my hands are still pretty orange. The rest of my body is orange, not brown anymore, or bronzed. It was a great show overall. I left the show bitter, and I shouldn't have. And it took me about an hour or two to process everything. And, I had a long drive home by myself. My wife had to take my one kid back to their house. And I had to take my other kid to the train station. So after I dropped him off and I was driving by myself, I started really reflecting on everything and realized how proud of myself I actually am and how far I have come. So I competed in 3 different categories this year. I did transformation, classic physique, and bodybuilding. Transformation, I placed second again, so I got another silver. I was really hoping for the gold. We're all hoping for first place when you compete in something. But I thought I had it this year. The guy that I was going against, Jamie, shout out to James McKellar. The guy's a beast. He's lost like 160 pounds. The guy's shredded. He's doing really well. Super proud of him. And shout out to Derek. Wish I could remember his last name. He made some great strides as well. He looks great. He was the third place contestant. But in the end, I thought it was going to be, again, my story that would kind of put me over the top. But it's okay. I'm still happy with that. It's the last time I will be competing in transformation. 2 years in a row is good. I figured I had a shot at that gold. And then when I saw Jamie was doing it, I was like, it's going to be a tough one. So it was great. So I'm excited to see what the scores are when they release that. Classic physique, kind of a different story. I came in fairly conditioned this year. I didn't have an exact count on my body fat. My best guess is 12-13%. I was hoping to be in the single digits, so it didn't work out this year the way that I'd hoped it did. I think I started cardio too late. It happens. For me, it's all learning, and that's what I had to reflect on. I don't know what I placed. There was 5 of us, and I didn't place. I was slightly disappointed with the results. I personally thought that I was going to get third. Thought I was going to get bronze. I knew who number 1 was right off the bat. I saw him going into the show, and I was like, oh yeah, this guy for sure. He has the right build and everything for it. So congratulations to Brandon. He did really well. Very, very happy for him. His first show, and he looked great. He came out, he was a stand-up guy. We all got along back in the dressing room, so there's no animosity or anything towards any of these guys. At first I was very bitter, and it's like, you know what, I got beat. It's that simple. The guy that got second, Daniel, again, was not much of a surprise. 20-year-old kid. The guy's got a bright future. Let's put it that way. The surprise for me was third place. And again, it's all going to come down to when I see the actual scorecards and the judges' comments. I actually paid for the judging report this year so that I have something to work on going forward. I've got a rough idea of what they're probably going to say. I need to come in a little bit more conditioned and probably bring up my back a little bit is where that's going to be. I came in with a six-pack, which is crazy because I haven't had a six-pack in 20 years, like a real one. Felt really good about it. had the nice taper and everything. But shout out to Ethan, who placed third. I think I was kind of surprised at that, just based on his size. So he super conditioned, shredded, good guy, good posing. But he wasn't the biggest too, right? So, which is fine. It just goes to show that size doesn't matter. But watching playback and seeing some of the stuff, so you know what, like, I feel that my posing was better. But it's all what the judges say. It's not what I'm looking at, right? So, I do know that, I came in with, the biggest legs this year, where last year they were there, but they weren't defined or anything. So, I made sure to come in with that. And, so it was interesting. I guess as long as I don't get fifth, and even if I do, as long as I scored higher this year than I did last year, then I did better than the year before. I've also learned that I'm probably not going to go for classic physique again. We're going to see. I'm probably going to stick with bodybuilding. I got silver in bodybuilding out of 2 people, which is perfectly fine. And I'm willing to bet that was a fairly close one as well. Again, I'm very excited to see what the judging report and the scorecards actually say. Again, I've watched the playback several times, so as myself against Daniel. I'm not even going to try and say your last name, buddy. He's Italian. He's the Italian stallion. He very, very nice V-taper. Came in fairly conditioned. He could have been a lot more conditioned, but he had the size for sure. And posing wise, I feel it was very, very close. When watching the video back, I'm like, you know what? I think I have him here. He has me here. It was little things. He had a killer lat spread. That is my weakest pose by far. And of course, it's one of the mandatories, right? Front and rear. So I know what I'm going to be focusing on this year. Again, my legs were bigger, more defined. I feel that my core section was as well. I think one of my biggest downsides in all of this is I have naturally wide hips. And all these guys came in with like 30-inch waist, 20-inch or 28-inch. Like, they were very small waists, and they had that nice taper, where I had the bit of the taper, but again, my waist is just naturally big. I'm like 34 and a half when I got measured for my suit. That's bone to bone. I didn't have very much fat there, right? So even 34, 33 and a half. But all these guys came in a few inches smaller, and it makes a big deal when you go in for something like that. So I've gone back to the drawing board, and like I said, I was bitter about it, and I felt that I got robbed. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, that's not how that works. I got beat. I do feel 100% that I did take Daniel in the routine section. So again, we'll see when the judging report comes out. I'm very proud of that routine that I put together. It was 90 seconds bang on, which is our time limit. I started out in a forearm stand, to which the crowd was like, what is happening right now? Came down very controlled into a crouching crucifix. I tried to put it on my channel, and of course, it got deleted. So, feel free to check out my socials. It is on there. I will be making sure that I have that posted and saved on there, because I'm very proud of it. Daniel, he did a great job, but I feel it was very sporadic. But at the same time, they didn't cut the music, so he didn't know what, he's just like, I just kept going. But he did a good job, and I need to see it from the front to see, because I was at the side watching it. Nonetheless, I still feel like I had the better routine. I heard through the grapevine that I did, but he won, and he won fair and square, and I'm proud of the kid, and he's got a bright future. So keep doing what you're doing, kid. Shout out to you, because you're going to go far for sure. If you choose to stay in that sport, fuck yeah, you're going to do good. So again, I've had lots of time to reflect, and, even as I left, I'm like, I don't even want to compete again. And then a half hour down the road, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I do. I want to come back. I set a goal to get my pro card. And I think that was what was disappointing. There was 2 pro cards up for grabs, and, I didn't qualify. Now I did qualify for elite. So that's good. And, I know what I got to work on. Watching the playback, I didn't realize how long my torso is. So I really need to put more work into my back is going to be the biggest thing to give me that V taper. So my shoulders and my back is going to be the main emphasis this year. And then really working on bringing my legs up, and working on my glutes. So I got the plan, and now it's just going to be sticking with it. So today was the second workout. Today was intense, especially because I did a few things. One that I haven't done in months, and 2, one that I haven't done in a few years. So just going to be getting back into it, rewriting the program for it, and super excited to just get into training. I can't wait to see where I end up. Next year, again, I'm coming for gold. I'm coming for that pro. So I know what I have to do. I have to start my cardio sooner. I started it 5 weeks out, because I was in a big deficit anyway. So I'm like, yeah, I should be fine. Nope, I need to start cardio sooner. I'm going to stay in maintenance for the next couple of months here. So the next 7.5 weeks, I'm going to stay in maintenance because today is Wednesday. So half this week and then 7 more weeks. Actually, I probably don't even have to do that 6.5 weeks because I was in a cut for 7. So yeah, I'll do probably 6 weeks at maintenance. And then that's when I'm really going to decide, am I going to go into a mini cut? Which I very well might. I might go into a mini cut for a month or 2. Or do I start bulking season? I'm still fortunate enough that I'm really a 3rd year lifter right now, going into my 4th. And I'm still able to recomp. Generally, most people, at this stage in lifting can't. But we'll see. I'm going to get through the next few weeks here. I'm happy to be able to eat again. I've put 5 pounds on in 3 days, which isn't bad. Some guys will do like 30 pounds in 3 days. My water intake is good. I had some treats over the last couple days. Muffin, chocolate bar, donut, stuff like that, right? Not overdoing it. I haven't been tracking. So all this week, I'm not tracking shit. But I will be starting to track again next week because I want to make sure that I'm just in maintenance, right? And see what happens from there. And then I'm just going to turn the intensity up in the gym. That's going to be the big thing. So that is the recap from UFE Spring Bash 2025. I am invited to Worlds for Transformation, so that is on the table as well. I very well might go and compete in that, especially if I can keep working on all the stuff I'm working on. I'm going to bring it. Again, I'm going to see what my scorecard look like for that. And I'm willing to bet that I scored a heck of a lot higher than I did last year. 50 points, I want to say, is the max. I got 42 last year. So we'll see. And I'm just waiting for those scorecards to come out. There is like 4 more shows that I could potentially do this year. As an elite, I've been invited to a couple of the bigger shows. I think I can actually compete at Worlds at the elite level. If I chose to. So that is potentially in the cards as well. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to, start getting back into this a little more, getting some more videos out there, and spreading that gym knowledge, that gym awareness, that it is not what people think it is. And bodybuilders can be the nicest people in the world. Gym people are generally the nicest people. And we're all here to just love, support, and bring each other up. So you know the drill. Own your lives. Get after it. Cheers.